This section includes half-angle formulas and uses of half-angle formulas. Here are half-angle formulas. Sine u over 2 equals to plus minus the square root of 1 minus cosine u over 2. Cosine u over 2 equal to plus minus square root of 1 plus cosine u over 2. And tan u over 2 is equal to 1 minus cosine u over sine u, or sine u over 1 plus cosine u. The sign of sine u and cosine u depends on the quadrant in which the angle u over 2 lies. So here is example number 1. Use the given figure to find the exact value of cosine theta over 2. So here is a figure. It's a right triangle. The adjacent is 15 and the opposite is 8. The included angle is theta. So the first step is we're going to complete the triangle. In other words, we're going to find the hypotenuse. Now B is 15, that's adjacent, A is 8, which is opposite, and the hypotenuse is C. And the formula for C from Pythagorean theorem is square root of A squared plus B squared. And now we substitute A is equal to 8, B is equal to 15. So it becomes square root of 8 squared plus 15 squared. 8 squared is 64 and 50 squared is what, 225. So now we have a square root of 64 plus 225. We add these two numbers, I think comes out 289. So now we have a square root of 289. And this is a perfect square and this is equal to 17. So now put this 17 here and now we have a completed triangle. The adjacent is 15, opposite is 8, and hypotenuse is 17. And now we can find the cosine theta, and the formula for cosine u over 2 is square root of 1 plus cosine u over 2. Now we substitute u is equal to theta. So it becomes cosine theta over 2, 1 plus cosine theta over 2, and then square root. Now if we replace cosine theta, or substitute cosine theta from this triangle, and cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse, and adjacent is 15 and hypotenuse 17. So cosine theta is 15 over 17. So we're going to substitute this 15 over 17 where the cosine theta is. And we have now square root of 1 plus 15 over 17 divided by 2. Now we add 1 and 15 over 17. So to add, we have to convert 1 into 17 over 17. So now same denominators, we can add 17 plus 15 is 32. So we have a 32 over 17. So when I'm going to replace 1 plus 15 over 17 to 32 over 17. So now we have a square root of 32 over 17 over 2. Now we simplify this one, 32 over 17 divided by 2. So we have a 32 over 16 times the reciprocal of 2, which is 1/2. So now we have a 32 times 1 is 32, 17 times 2 is 34. It looks like we can divide by 2. So 2 divided into 32 is 16. 2 divided into 34 is 17. So we now replace this whole thing as 16 over 17 square root. Now we simplify square root of 16 is 4 and divide by square root of 17. Now we rationalize, we multiply square root of 17 on the top, square root of 17 on the bottom. So we'll get 4 times square root of 17 over 17. Example 2, use the given figure to find the exact value of sine theta over 2. So here we have a triangle whose opposite side is 6 and the hypotenuse is 10. The first thing we're going to do is complete the triangle. In other words, we will find the adjacent side. So well, C is 10, A is 6, and we have to find B. And we can use the formula B equals to square root of C squared minus A squared. Now we replace the C with 10 and A with 6. We have a square root of 10 squared minus 6 squared. 10 squared is 100, 6 squared is 36. So we have a square root of 100 minus 36, which is square root of 64. which is equal to 8. So now we have completed triangle. The adjacent side is 8, the opposite side is 6, and hypotenuse is 10. Now in sine theta over 2, theta is an acute angle, so we use half angle formula. Sine u over 2 equals to square root of 1 minus cosine u over 2. And we substitute u is equal to theta. So we have a sine theta over 2 equals to square root of 1 minus cosine theta over 2. Now we substitute cosine theta, which is adjacent of hypotenuse, and adjacent is 8, so we 8 tenths. So this becomes square root of 1 minus 8 tenths, and then we simplify 1 minus 8 tenths. So we can rewrite 1 as 10 over 10. So now we can subtract 8 from 10, gives you 2 over 10, which is 1/5. So we have now square root of 1 over 5 divided by 2. Now we simplify 1 over 5 divided by 2. We can write 1 over 5 times 1/2. It becomes 1/10. So now we have square root of 1/10. Now we can rationalize, multiply 10 on the top, 10 on the bottom. So we will get square root of 10 over 100, which is square root of 10 over 10. Example 3. We're going to use the figure to find the exact value of tangent theta over 2. So we have this incomplete triangle, right triangle. The base is 15, adjacent is 15 and opposite is 8, and hypotenuse is missing. So first we complete the triangle, and B is 15, A is 8, and we're going to find the hypotenuse is C, and the formula is square root of A squared plus B squared. So now we substitute where A is 8 and B is 15, so we have a square root of 8 squared plus 15 squared. Now 8 squared is 64 and 15 squared is 225. If we add, it becomes 289. So square root of 289 is 17. So we put a 17 here and we have a completed triangle. So now we use the formula tangent u over 2, 1 minus cosine u over sine u. So it looks like u is theta. So we substitute use theta, and it's become tangent theta over 2, 1 minus cosine u over sine. 1 minus cosine theta over sine theta. Now we find cosine theta from the triangle, which is adjacent over hypotenuse, 15 over 17. And the sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse, 8 over 17. So we substitute these values in this formula. So we have 1 minus 15 over 17, sine theta is 8 over 17. Now we subtract this one, we convert 1 into 17 over 17. So now 17 minus 15 is 2, so it will be 2 over 17 and divide by 8 over 17. We can write this 2 over 17 times the reciprocal of 8 17, which is 17 over 8. So then we simplify, looks like 17 cancels with 17 and you get 2 over 8, and 2 over 8 is 1/4. So tangent theta over t is 1/4. So here is example 4. It's using half angle formula. Simplify square root of 1 minus cosine 4x over 2. While in the square root of 1 minus cosine 4x over 2, we can let u is equal to 4x. So it looks like we can apply half angle formula. Square root of 1 minus cosine u over 2, which is the absolute value of sine u over 2. Now we substitute u equal to 4x. So it just becomes 1 minus cosine 4x over 2 equal to sine 4x over 2. Now we simplify, it becomes absolute value sine 2x. So this is equal to absolute value of sine 2x. Using half angle, example 5. Let's simplify square root of 1 plus cosine 6 over 2. Square root of 1 plus cosine 6 over 2 suggests we can let u equal to 6x. Now we apply the half angle formula, which is square root of 1 plus cosine u over 2 equal to absolute value cosine u over 2. Now we substitute u equals to 6x,
and this becomes the square root of 1 plus cosine 6 over 2 equals to cosine u changes to 6x over 2. Now we simplify that this is equal to cosine absolute value of cosine 3x.
Example 6, we're going to simplify square root of 1 minus cosine 8x over 1 plus cosine 8x. Well, in 1 minus cosine 8x, 1 plus cosine 8x, we can let u is equal to 8x. It looks like we can apply half angle formula. Square root of 1 minus cosine u over 1 plus cosine u equals to absolute value of tangent u over 2. Now we substitute u equals to 8x. So this becomes the square root of 1 minus cosine 8x over 1 plus cosine 8x is equal to the absolute value of tangent 8x over 2. Now we simplify, so we have absolute value of tangent 4x. So this is equal to absolute value of tangent 4x.
Example 7. Finding the exact values of sine u over 2, cosine u over 2, tangent u over 2. We have given cosine u equals to minus 5 over 13 and u is between pi over 2 and pi. So it looks like a u is in the quadrant 2. We're going to find the coordinate in which u over 2 lies and the exact values of sine u over 2, cosine u over 2 and tangent u over 2. First, determine the coordinate in which theta lies. Given is u is between pi over 2 and pi. So let's divide by 2. So you have a pi over 2 divided by 2 less than u divided by 2 less than pi divided by 2. You simplify, this becomes pi over 4 less than u over 2 less than pi over 2. So it looks like u over 2 is in coordinate 1. Because u over 2 angle less than pi over 2 but bigger than pi over 4. So it's in coordinate 1. So we just found cosine u equal to minus 5 over 13 and u over 2 lies in coordinate 1. Now to find sine u over 2, we use the half angle formula is square root of 1 minus cosine u over 2. Now we substitute cosine u, which is minus 5 over 13. So this becomes square root of 1 minus 5 13, we got 1 plus 5 13th. Divide by 2. Now we add 1 plus 5 13, change 1 to 13 over 13 plus 5 over 13, so it will be 18 over 13. So we have now equals to square root of 18 over 13 divided by 2. Now we simplify 18 over 13 divided by 2, and so we write 18 over 30 times the reciprocal of 2, which is 1/2. So it will be 18 times 1 is 18, 13 times 2 is 26, and we can divide 18 by 2 and 26 by 2, so you have 9 over 13. So this becomes equal to square root of 9 over 13. Now we can break down into two radicals, square root of 9 over square root of 13. Square root of 9 is 3 and square root of 13 over square root of 13. Now we rationalize, multiply square root of 13 here, square root of 13 here. Simplify, you will get 3 times square root of 13 over 13. Okay, so now to find cosine u over 2, we apply this formula, 1 plus cosine u over 2. So now substitute cosine u, which is given minus 5 13. So this becomes square root of 1 minus 5 over 13 over 2. Now we subtract 1 minus 5 over 13, change 1 to 13 over 13. So now we have 13 minus 5 is 8, 13. And so we write this becomes equal to square root of 8 over 13 by 2. Now we simplify 8 over 13 divided by 2. 8 over 13 times the reciprocal of 2 is 1/2. So this becomes 8 times 1 is 8, 13 times 2 is 26. And we can divide by 2, you get 4 over 13. So this equals now square root of 4 over 13. Now we break it down into two radicals, square root of 4 over square root of 13. Square root of 4 is 2 and square root of 13 is square root of 13. Now we rationalize. So we multiply square root of 13 here, square root of 13 here. After you simplify, you get 2 times square root of 13 over 13. Okay, next we're going to find tangent u over 2. So we apply this formula. Tangent u over 2 is the square root of 1 minus cosine u, 1 plus cosine u. Now cosine u is given negative 5 over 13. So this becomes square root of 1 minus 5 over 13 over 1 plus negative 5 over 13. So we simplify, get the 1 plus 5 over 13, and this becomes 1 minus 5 over 13. Now we can convert 1 into 13 over 13, convert this one into 13 over 13, and now we simplify. 13 plus 5 is 18 over 13, and the bottom 13 minus 5, 8 over 13. Now we simplify, so the square root of 18 over 13 times the reciprocal of 8 over 13 becomes 13 over 8. So now it looks like 13 cancels with 13, you're left with square root of 18 over 8. And now we simplify here, divide by 2 into 18, and 8 will be 9 over 4. So now square root of 9 is 3 and square root of 4 is 2. So tangent u over 2 is 3 over 2.